Hello there, and welcome to another Starfield ship review. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Narwhal. Now, because the Narwhal is a unique version of another ship, it doesn't have a tier system. With these unique ships, generally they're like the best of their modules, I believe. So, the Narwhal is based on the Orca. It's kind of like an up-armored version of the Orca, which I'm going to see if I can show you one just to... Yes, there's the Orca there, and then the Narwhal's kind of a modified version. It's sporting a nice blue color, which is interesting because Narwhals aren't blue, they're kind of a gray. I'm assuming it's also... the name is in reference to the kind of the weapon mounts it has on the front. It looks like a kind of a... It looks like a tusk. Anyway, so it's a Tayo vessel, as you can see. Pretty cool. It's a pretty decent all-arounder. It's got some pretty beefy armaments. This is intended to be like primarily a combat vessel, but it seems like it can do everything. So stat-wise, it has a fuel of 560, which is very good. That's very acceptable amounts of fuel. That amount like is perfect to go wherever you need to go without having to worry too much about, you know, having to stop. It's got a hull of 2100, which is insane. That's like the highest... I want to say that's like the highest hull in the game that I've seen. Oh, whoops, I just hit my mic. Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm like 90% sure that's the highest hull. It's got a cargo capacity of 1760, which isn't bad. That's quite good, almost 2k. Let's see where the other storage options are, because I can only see one. That one on the top. Modules wise, it's got a C-class reactor with 36 power, which pretty respectable. Obviously, you can bump that up to 40 if you modify if you swap it out for something else, but still, it's quite good. It's got a crew of 7, which is again very good, really nice. It's got a jump range of 30 light years, which is absolutely phenomenal. That's max out the bat, which is really nice. It's got a shield of 1000, which is kind of low for a C-class vessel. Like, considering this is trying to, like, be, like, the very best, I'm surprised they didn't put a better C-class shield on it. Because we could definitely pump that up to 1600. It's got 3 sets of weapons. It's got a pair of turreted laser... Oh, no, sorry, it's 3 turreted lasers. 2 on those little side pontoons, and then 1 at the back, just above the grav drive. Then it's got 2 ballistic weapons mounted on that front horizon weapon mount, and then it's got a missile battery on the middle of the vessel. So the price of this is 364,320. Now your price may vary depending on the perks you have. If I have the perks to basically make things cheaper. So you can buy this off this blue-haired woman, Veronica Young, in the Tayo Astroneering showroom. So... we're currently on Neon. I'm just going to show you real quick where it is, because I didn't know where this was when I first played. I think I was like... I want to say I was over like a couple of 100 hours in when I was like, oh, there's a ship manufacturer here. What the hell? But yeah, so it's in the Ryusian Tower. So when you go into Neon, you spawn in the middle. There's like one side, you have the Aurora kind of tower, and then the opposite side here, which you see this is the Ryusian Tower. You can tell this is the Ryusian side because it's red. And then you come over here, and you take this elevator up to the Astroneering. And then just to show you where Neon is. Neon is on Volii Alpha. In the Volii system, there is Volii. And then over here we have Alpha Centauri, and Sol, and Nari, and Cheyenne. Anyway, we're going to go to our usual spot to do a teardown. Alright, so here we are in the usual spot. So as you can see, it's got... Oh, there's me on the right. They're just kind of hovering. It's a pretty nice color scheme, the blue and the white. Although, like I said, I feel like they should have gone with like a kind of a dark gray for the Narwhal. But, you know. I mean, it is Tayo after all. They kind of like come up with the design for the ship, and then they kind of at that point like, alright, let's just steal Hope Tech stuff. It's got those those Slayton Aerospace engines at the back, which I really like. It's overall, it's kind of nice. It's like a nice size. It's quite tall, but it's not very like long compared to some of the other ships. That kind of like front nose kind of extends it. So entry in the back, as usual. I really love these engines. They're very nice. Big beefy engine. Ooh, that's a big reactor. So entry through the back in the Tayo cargo entryway. Fun fact about this one, there is no med pack, which, yeah, pretty fun. Anyway. So it's been a long time. It's been a couple of weeks since I did the Orca, so I can't really remember it. Alright, so off the bat we have a science wing, which is really nice. Science lab. We've got the research lab here. Your pharmaceutical lab, so you can make all your definitely legal stuff, you know. We've got the phenomenal chair, you know. Love that chair. 10 out of 10. And, oh, whoops. So, I'm not sure of the rest of the ship yet, obviously, but I would probably recommend swapping this for a workshop, just because it's nice having a workshop as, like, the first entry point. So anyway, up we go, and we have... Ooh, this is a living quarters, tile living quarters, but as you can see, this is definitely Hope Tech. So, I quite like these bunk beds, but it doesn't fit Tayo's aesthetic, and then we've got another one of these phenomenal chairs. There's like some factory out there pumping out these chairs, and like they were originally being made for like Hope Tech, because Hope Tech's like, yo, can you make these chairs as cheap as possible? And they're like, yeah. And then Tayo's like, we want those chairs, we'll pay more. And yeah, so they're just like, all right, we'll keep making them. So we got a little storage here. We got a fridge with ooh, got some drinks in there. Nice. And then we've got a galley that works. You gotta look at that. And we've got some... Oh, nice. No, you're right. See, again, you can tell this is a Hope Tech vessel because, like, talk about workers' rights and like work together. I think Tayo people work. Nah, Tayo people don't work. They're like old money in this game. I feel like, you know, they just had their money from the beginning. And then we've got some more seating there. If we take this door to the right, we have another, this is an all-in-one berth, I believe. We've got some more bunk beds. Got a punch bag there. Let me punch. How do I punch? Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, I can use it. We've got a ladder going up. We'll check that in a moment. Got some more of the phenomenal chairs. That chair does actually looks kind of comfy, to be fair. Although it looks like a blow-up chair, so. We've got a dartboard with some more darts. And we'll go up a level. Up here we have a captain's quarters. Okay, nice. I've said this a few times. I really like the captain's quarters. It's very, like, feels very lived in. Very comfy. And then we have, like, a little desk here. Notepad, you know. A lot of clutter, which is really nice. It feels, like, lived in properly. And then we have over here. Now, see this here. This here screams Tayo. Like, one of these, yeah. Like, put more of these down, you know. Couches, and then we have another. That's a 100% Tayo. That looks like something that I'd be afraid to sit on because, like, I feel like it'd be too expensive and I'd like accidentally stay in it and have to pay a fortune. And then we've got a toilet with very nice. And then back down we go. So we head back out the way we came and we check the other side. Yeah, the other side here. Okay. This leads us to a infirmary. Okay. Ooh, this is an interesting infirmary design. I kind of like this style of, like, left and right. Although you can tell this is, like, deep down it's like Hope Tech, because they're like, alright, let's just put clutter here. Like, imagine, like, someone is like, oh, he's bleeding. He needs, like, we need to put him down. Like, oh, give me a second. I gotta clear off this notebook and all this stuff. Gonna put it in the basket real quick. Oh, don't worry, he won't bleed out. He'll be fine. That's pretty. We don't. Wait, do we have 2 research labs? No, okay. We don't have any other sort of workstation here. Like, you'd kind of expect them to have like a, I don't know, like a table to like analyze stuff. Anyway, if we go up here, we have a workshop. Okay, perfect. So yeah, so we have the workstation. So like I was saying, I'd probably swap this workstation out for the science lab downstairs, and it also would make more sense because then you would have the science lab above the infirmary, which would give you more room to work. Oh no. So we got a spacesuit workstation, we got a weapon workbench, and we got an industrial workbench. Cora, please. You don't see me. Okay, we're moving on. We've got that phenomenal chair there. She's like blocking. Look, she's blocking my line of sight. I'm stuck here. We also have the docking bridge up here, which is pretty nice. No, we're good. Yeah, cool. Anyway, moving on to the next area. That girl, I swear to God. See, I'd probably swap the workshop, put the workshop down here, and then put the infirmary upstairs. Make more sense from a layout. And then if we head this way, through here, we have the Nova Galactic. We have the Tayo server room. Like, this feels kind of Tayo, just because we got a lot of stuff where, like, you don't know what to press. Like, there's no real easy interfaces. Well, at least they're being cautious. And then if we go through this way, what is here? This is just a 1x1 storage room. Okay, interesting. And if we come back this way and we go up a level, we have a crew control station. Very nice. I like when these are placed near the bridge. And then obviously here we have the bridge. I'm just going to double check to make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did though. We got... Yeah... You enter here. I have to say I quite like the layout of this ship. I mean, there's ladders and some people don't like ladders, but it's a pretty decent layout. Yeah, infirmary here. Yeah. And then more infirmary. What is up there? Is this just a captain's quarters up there? Yeah, okay, we got everything. Cool. And now we're going to head to the bridge. So, I've said many times before, this is a cool bridge, but the seats there kind of, like, ruin the vibe. I'm just gonna close this so she doesn't come up. I feel like the couch that you have you see in the couch in the bedroom or the captain's quarters, they should have just, like, slapped them down there. So it's more, like, luxurious. Like, they're gonna sit here and they're gonna talk your ear off, which some people might like. I personally don't. Anyway, let's take this vessel off and see how she performs. Alright, up we go. So we got a pretty decent amount of power off the bat. We have a lot of landing gear on this vessel. And the engine kicking. So as always, I have a perk that increases my power by 5. So for the sake of this review, we're not going to be using 5 power. That perk is called Anatronic Fusion if you want to use it. So we're going to pull some points here. Pull some points for the laser turrets since we can't use them currently. So weapon-wise, we have those laser turrets that you can't fire. We have those 2 ballistic cannons on the front there. Oh, they sound easy. And then we've got the missile pods. We'll do a quick speed test. It's got a speed of 140, which is pretty good. Boost speed of... It's about 500. Boost speed of like 500. Again, pretty respectable. Quick agility test. Pitch. Oh, she's okay. This is kind of slow. Yeah, this is like a 4. And then yaw is about a 5. Roll isn't too bad. Alright, so now we're going to go down to the planet's surface and do a teardown. Alright, so we split the ship into 3 sections. So on the top here, we have the Shogun cockpit from Tayo. It's 280 cargo and 2 crew station. Behind that, we have the Tayo control station, 2x1 top A. Gives us 4 extra crew. And then here we have on one side, we have the Tayo captain's quarters, 2x1 top A. And we have the Tayo workshop, 2x1 top A. So like I was saying, I would swap this. Oh, whoops. I would swap this for the science lab there. And then we have the docker here, the extender port 200 docker top from Tayo. For the weaponry, we have 3 of these Blaze P2 gigawatt SX pulse laser turrets from Lightsight. C-Class, 1500 range, 4 fire rate, 25 shield damage, and 4 max power. And they are all mounted on these equipment plates from Tayo. And then mounted on another equipment plate in the middle, we have the Sukasasu 440k missile launcher from Shinigami. C-Class, 5100 range, 1 fire rate, 86.09 hull damage and shield damage, and 4 power. Now, if we come to the back here, we have the J52 Gamma Grav Drive from Relodyne, C-Class, 11 max power, 50 jump thrust, which in this current configuration gives us 30 range. This is, I believe, the best in the game. And then we have the shield here. We have an Odin 3040C shield generator from Protector Systems, C-Class, 9 power, only gives a 995 shield. Now, we can improve that. There's 2 ways you can go about that. If you're a high enough level, you could just try upgrading to the better one. Which, is this the better one? Yeah, so if we stick with this class, we go with the 3050 instead of the 3040. It requires 2 extra power, and it gives us 1315 shield, so an extra like 400. Now, this requires Starter Design 4, whereas the other one only requires Starter Design 2. And it also will cost you about 40k, and you probably have to be like level 40 plus to do it. Now, if you want the best of the best, you want one of these bad boys, the Assurance SG 1800 shield generator from Sexton Shield System. C-Class, 12 power, but it gives 1600 shields. It costs about 40k without perks, and it requires Starter Design 4, and I believe you'd be like level 30-ish. Now, if you don't want to go that route and you want a simpler option, you can slap on one of these if you've done the Vanguard intro quest line. The Vanguard Bulwark Shield is B-Class, but it gives 1450 shield. Doesn't require any level requirements, like I said. You just need to complete the Vanguard quest line, and it's not the quest line, sorry. You need to do the introduction mission. And it's pretty decent. And then for the reactor, we have the Pinch 8A reactor from Xiang. It's a C-Class, 36 power. It's not a bad reactor, but obviously we can go better. So if we look down here, we've got a couple of options. So I would go with this one. There's 2 reactors, I believe, that increase your hull. Okay. Okay, give me a second here. So this hull, I'm just gonna double check, see if it's the best hull, because this being like a kind of a combat vessel, so you notice there we're losing less power, but we have like almost an extra 600 hull. So I just want to see if this is the best reactor for your... Because I know there is like a reactor that gives more power. So there is... Yeah, that's that one. What's the highest one of hull? Yeah, so this is the best... This is the best reactor for hull here. So if you don't mind like missing out on 4 power, I'd probably keep this reactor for a combat point of view, because like I said, like the hull is phenomenal. But obviously if you want more power, you can drop down the hull. The next best one would be this one. Gives 40 power, and it obviously gives 1,315 hull. Now there's another one, the Pinch 8C, gives 40 power, and it gives 1350, so an extra like 40. So that's just an alternative if you want to go with that. And then we have the... Really? You just went with it? What? I don't know why they do this. So we've got the Nova 100 engines from Relodyne. They're B-Class, 3 max power, 12,870 engine thrust, 3375 maneuvering thrust. Now, these are the weakest of these engines. I don't know why they do this. So if we go to the B-Class, so we have... The highest is these ones here. Now, as you can see, we're getting an extra 10,000 engine thrust and an extra 1,000, almost 1,000 maneuvering thrust. Now, they cost a little bit more. They're going to cost like probably 4 times as much. They're probably about 20k without perks. They're 5 lighter, and they require you to have Starter Design 4, which it's a bit hard to get there, but it's not too bad. So I would recommend using these ones, just because it'd be handy just having that extra mobility. I guarantee you put these on, your mobility will jump really high, which is really nice. And then for the fuel, we have 2 of these 400G helium-3 tanks from Ballistic Solutions, 140 each. And then for cargo, we have this Galleon S204 cargo hold from Protectorate System. It gives 1480. Now for the aesthetic pieces on the vessel, we have 2 of these Tayo cowling foretop. We have 1 of these Tayo spine bees. We have 4 of these equipment plates, 1 under each of the weapons, like so. And then we have another 1 of these Tayo spine bees. And then we have 2 of these Tayo nose caps there. Now, if we go to the middle of the vessel, we have the Tayo storeroom 1x1 mid, the Tayo computer core 2x1 mid, the Tayo all-in-one berth 2x1 mid, the infirmary 2x1 mid, and the living quarters 2x1 mid. And then we have 2 more of those fuel tanks there, the 140. And then weirdly, they went with the 1020 version of the Nova engine. So they went up from the 10 series to 1020, which gives us a little bit more. We got B-class, 3 max power, 1600 engine thrust as opposed to... 600 engine thrust as opposed to... So like an extra 400 engine thrust and an extra like 300 maneuvering thrust. I don't know why they do this. It's just really weird anyway. And then weapon-wise, we have 2 of these Marauder 115 railguns mounted, Horizon Defense mounted on this Nova weapon mount. So they are C-class, 960 range, 1.5 fire rate, 57 hull damage. And they require 4 power each. Now for the aesthetic pieces, we have 2 of these Tayo end caps here, starboard and port. And then we have 1 of these Tayo spine bees, and 2 of these Tayo nose cap at port and starboard. Now on the bottom of the vessel, we have the science lab bottom, which I would swap for, like I was saying, I would swap this for the workshop, just so you have easy access. And then we've got the ship bed 200 landing bay. And then we have 6 of these pinpoint 4G landing gear from Tayo. They each give 2 thrust. And then for the aesthetic pieces, we have a Tayo braking engine here. We have 2 Tayo cowling for bottom, 2 more aft bottom, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 of these side caps for port and for starboard. Now we're going to put the ship together and we're going to do some customization. Like I was saying, the first thing I do is put a better shield on that bad boy. So we're going to go with the best shield in the game, just because the 1800 series. I'm going to put that like so. Now, weapon-wise, we're going to be removing the... we're going to be removing all the weapons and replacing them with more appropriate ones. As always, with turreted weapons, generally you want to go with... particle beams. And we're going to be going with... Since this is a combat vessel, we're going to be going with some C-class. Now, you've got 2 options here for turrets. So, you've got this one and this one. So if we just compare them, this is a C-class. This is Disruptor 3340A Auto Alpha Turret from Horizon Defense. C-class, 4200 range, 4 fire rate, 19 hull and shield damage, and 3 power. This one is another C-class. This is a PBO 300 Auto Alpha Turret from Ballistic Solutions Incorporated. C-class, 3600, fire rate of 4, 22 hull damage, and 3 power. So this is the better option, obviously. But I think this fits better with the aesthetic of the vessel and slightly more range. So I'm going to go with these ones. So we're going to slap one here at the back, covering our rear, facing backwards like so. And then we're going to put... Now, just for the sake of it, because this is a combat vessel, I'm going to move that to there. And we're going to put the docking port there. I'm going to mount... Okay, maybe not. I was initially... What's the error? Docking port doesn't... Oh, no, just the weapons. Okay. So I was going to say we could, like, mount extra turrets here, which you definitely could. Potentially. Let me see. Okay. See, because I feel like with this, I'd like more turrets than, you know, anything else. Now... could potentially... So you have these 3 turrets here. Now, if you could, what you could potentially do is you could have 4 sets of turrets. So if you So if you wanted to go with like maximum amount of turrets, what I would do is I would place these 4 turrets like so. Like there and there. And then what I would do is I would use the other turrets I was showing you there. We go down to the bottom. Turrets are pretty nice to have. Now, obviously, if you don't want to use turrets, like, you're more than welcome to use, you know, like, fixed weapons. I'm just going to go with these turrets here. And then we're going to mount... Come on. We're going to mount this one backward. Now, we don't have one of the plates, but I would mount this one forward. Like so. Just want to make sure that this would work, so we're going to... So I basically would mount... What's the error? Okay. Yeah, okay, perfect, okay. So that way you basically have like those 2 sets of turrets there, like so. So you've got 1 turret facing forward, 1 turret facing back, and then you would have 4 of these turrets here. Now for the particle weapon, if you, regardless of whether you want to have 2 sets of turrets or not, I would get some of these if you have them. So I would use these PB-30s if you have them, auto electron beams, and I would mount them on the front like so. Come on. Like so. And then, come on. Come on, mount. Mount. What? This, the thing I don't like about this one is it's very tricky trying to... See, I like putting them in the middle. What if I do this? No. What are you even snapping to? This is exactly why I don't use this. Come on. Come on. I know you... It can go in there, I know for a fact, but it's a bit finicky. I have to save this video when I'm putting outside. Okay. So you can, obviously, you could rock like 4 of these. Hello? Why are you playing hard to get? Just get in. What's your problem? Come on. Normally you can just like snap and it goes in. I don't know why. I'm gonna move this briefly just to see if I can get it working. Come on. I have no idea why it wants to snap like that. Oh, there we go. I'm getting the other one. The video's gonna be just 20 minutes of me trying to place this. There we go. Haha. Perfect. So yeah, you can mount 2 inside like so. And just, it looks looks nice, looks streamlined. And then what you could do is, obviously, if you want to, you could mount 2 outside. I'd probably mount them back a little bit, stagger them. Now, if you're going with the Vanguard ones, you could place 6 weapons. So what if it was doing the Vanguard, I'd probably place 2 there. And then, as you see, we have some weapon hardpoints down here. I would place them on this one here, like so. So that way you would basically have those 6 weapons. Now, those 6 weapons on their own would be completely overkill. And then the turrets are just kind of there to, you know, get the job done. Now, if you're planning on not rocking, if you don't want to rock all turrets, I still would recommend I'd recommend doing the strat of having 3 turrets. So, like, 1 there. Actually, even you could do 4 turrets. You could do, like, 1 there, 2 there, and then 1 on the front. That's pretty much it. Like, there's not really much else, like, you can do to it, because it's... Okay, what's the error? I have to make sure there's no error. What's your, error? Skip is unattached module. Oh, yeah, this. Okay, perfect. Yeah, and obviously the mobility is low, so we're going to upgrade those engines to the better ones. Because, for some reason, Tayo are silly like that. Engines. There they are, 1050s. Come on. Nice, so that brings up to 84 mobility, which is really, really nice. Almost max mobility. Now, We don't have the pieces here, but what I probably would have done, since this is a combat vessel, so these are, what are these, 140, and they weigh 21 each. Let me just check real quick. Again, this is kind of more for like aesthetic pieces, but I just want to see what it looks like. So I'd probably like snap something like that there, and then I would get one of these. Oh, of course you don't snap. Well, there's like a... Oh, there we go. Haha. Yeah, so I'd probably go with that. For these. I'd go with that just to kind of hide the fuel. Just because I feel like it looks a little better. And then do the same on the other side. Now, the main difference between this fuel and that fuel is... This one weighs an extra, like, 8. So it's 29 versus 21. And we get an extra, like, 210 fuel, so I want to say these are better. And then, yeah, now obviously if you wanted a little bit more cargo, we could take out this spine and we could spawn a second one of these. That would bump up our cargo to 3,200, but as you see there, we lose some mobility, which some people might not want to lose some mobility, but I don't necessarily mind. I like a bit more mobility. On this ship, I feel like if you're using turrets, don't worry about mobility. Turrets will get the job done, but if you want mobility, obviously don't increase that. Yeah, that's basically it. It's a really, really cool ship. It's probably one of the best C-class combat vessels, just because of the layout of it. It has the best reactor for combat with that like massive boost to hull, and then it's got like the best grav drive. It's got the best pretty much everything. The only thing it's lacking in is the shield generator. But as always, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you guys have flown this, what you think of it. Have you guys kept it stock or have you upgraded it at all? Like I said, I'd probably rock it with the turrets just because I like the turrets. It makes it feel like it's like an actual combat vessel and not like a single sea fighter. And don't forget to subscribe if you like this sort of content, and check out some of my other reviews. And thanks for watching, guys.